Hello. We're now going to work on linear inequalities in two variables, and that's a mouthful. But actually what it means is we're going to do something very similar to graphing a straight line, as you'll see. We're going to graph the line on the Cartesian plane and then shade one side of it. You'll see in just a minute. Note that the inequality you're going to graph looks just like a straight line. X plus y is less than or equal to 2. We're going to start by replacing the inequality sign with an equal sign so that we can just graph the line, something you've known how to do for quite a while. All right, let's draw the axes. There's the y-axis and the x-axis. Arrows pointing in the positive direction. Now we're going to find 2 points on the line, plot the points, and then draw the line through the 2 points. So I make an x and a y table. I find the intercepts just because they're easy to find in this particular line. We're going to plot these 2 points, the point 0, 2 and the point 2, 0. There's 2, 0 and there's 0, 2. And now we're going to graph the line. There is a difference between plotting points and graphing lines. Okay, this is roughly what the line x plus y equals 2 looks like. Now we're going to graph the inequality. And here's how you do that. First you have to have the line, however. And we're going to see how x plus y equals 2 turns into x plus y is less than or equal to 2. We're going to choose a test point, and a test point can be any point on the Cartesian plane except points on the line. In this case, the easiest point to find is the point 0, 0. Now we're going to test our test point. And we do this by taking the x-coordinate of the test point and putting it in for x in the equation of the line, and taking the y-coordinate of the test point and substituting it in for y in the equation of the inequality, I should say. So we'll take the 0x coordinate, put it in the x, the 0y coordinate, put it in the y, and we discover that 0 is less than or equal to 2, which is true. So we are now going to shade the true side of the line. If you've always loved to color, then graphing inequalities in two variables is for you. We have shaded the true side, and so we have graphed a linear inequality in two variables. Every point on the true side will give a true. Every point on the false side will give a false. Now let's clarify a few things. Less than or equal to and greater than or equal to both give a solid line called the boundary. Strict inequalities, strictly less than and strictly greater than, give a dashed line. The boundary is dashed, which means it's not included with the true side. You noted that in our inequality we drew a solid line. When 0, 0 is not on the line, not on the boundary, you always want to use 0, 0 because it's so easy. When you put a 0 in for the x and a 0 in for the y, you get 0. It makes calculating very, very easy, but you don't have to use it. In fact, if you happen to get a false from a point, you know that you can just shade the other side of the line. You'll see that happen in the coming problems. And always, always, always shade the true side. Talk to you later.